Good evening, families and friends of the Muroc Joint Unified School District. Tonight it'll just be me talking to you, Trevor Walker, CBO of the district. I have a few things to cover. It'll be pretty quick, let you get back to enjoying your Friday evening and Friday night. First, I have a quick message from Mr. Brent Tan, our Assistant Superintendent of Instruction. He wanted to talk a little bit about the first stages of reopening. First, I want to say thank you to both MEA and CSEA for taking time this week to work with the district. We had our first round of negotiations; they went very well, and we would not be where we are today if we didn't have the collaborative relationship with both our certificated and classified bargaining units. So we just want to publicly acknowledge them and thank them for working so well, especially as we've gone through and everyone's learning new ways to operate in these new times. So thank you very much for that. As we have mentioned before, we plan to move very methodically and deliberately when it comes to returning students to our schools for in-person instruction. We look to move in phases, with our priority on our first phase being special education SDC class. As we move very slowly back to in-person instruction, please understand we will continue to offer a distance learning track for families who have any hesitation in sending their kids back to school. As we've mentioned in our past videos, we are currently decoupled from Kern County regarding COVID-19 metrics. We at the district office are collaborating with Kern County Superintendent of Schools, base leadership, and local health officials to assist us in analyzing our local metrics and to construct a district-level plan to prioritize health, safety, and the well-being of our students and staff. So, as we mentioned, we are moving forward with the very first reopening phase. It's going to be very small. Everyone else will remain on distance learning. It'll be our first baby step. And again, this isn't a light switch. This is kind of a dimmer approach. We want to start making little incremental steps and watch and monitor. We want to make sure, above all else, that what we do is we maintain continuity. I think one of the worst things we can do right now is start yo-yoing in and out of distance learning or hybrid or whatever steps. I think it's most important we focus on consistency rather than bouncing around. And also, we want to make sure that as we do reopen, we do so in the safest manner possible to ensure our staff and our students are well protected, they're safe, and we're really being mindful of those. Another thing I saw this week in our comments was some discussion on sports. We are having conversations about the ability to look at some practice. One of the things that's important to notice and note is that right now sports practices are conditioning only, and they are extremely restrictive. Volleyball is one that was mentioned. We're not sure exactly, really at this point, basic calisthenics, cardio, those are some of the only things. If you want to use a ball for any sport, so that's baseball, basketball, you have to have your own ball. You cannot share that ball with anyone else. You cannot play with someone else. You have to maintain a 6-foot distance the entire time. Basketball, they could shoot some shots on their own, but they can never be close to another person. They can never pass the ball. No one else can grab their ball. So we are looking at some options to help bring some folks back, get them out, do a little bit of conditioning. But there's, at this time, based on the regulations and requirements and laws, there really isn't any normal practices that can be had or done. The other thing, this week we did see in our feedback a lot of very divided feedback. It kind of is where it shows how conflicted people are. So about half of our comments were discussing that distance learning is definitely difficult. Perhaps it's not working as well for their family, and they're ready to be back. And the other half of the comments were saying that distance learning is great, it's working well for them, they're not ready to be back, and they don't want us to rush back, to please go slow. And at the moment, they wouldn't be comfortable coming back if we offered it. And it was pretty much an even split. So it shows we are definitely going to start moving forward as in very slow incremental steps. But it's not a unanimous thing. This is not something where everyone's in agreement. And for us, we have to make sure that we protect everyone. So please be patient with us as we take careful, mindful steps forward. With each step, we'll learn more. We'll kind of refine how we remain safe and how we keep students safe. Other thing I want to remind everyone about is impact aid cards and free and reduced applications. So we have sent out all the impact aid cards. If you didn't get one, please reach out to the district office or your school site. We will get you one. You can come in and fill it out on the spot. They're very, very important for us. If you have it and you haven't filled it out, please go ahead and get it filled out. Right now we're starting our tallies when we're figuring out who gave them and who didn't give them back. And pretty soon we'll start calling you and pestering you trying to get them back. Last year we were at 100%, and this year we want to be at 100% as well. Also, if you haven't applied for free and reduce, we encourage everyone in the district to apply. Right now we can see we're tracking that we have many, many fewer applications than we do in a normal year. Yes, it does give you free and reduced lunch options, but there's many more things that those also give you eligibility for. Reduced testing costs, additional supports, and for those that are struggling with internet, that is the first step in qualifying for the district provided internet. There's no harm in applying. It's simply we use it and it's done. It doesn't go out. Free and reduced information is actually one of the most protected bits of information we have on a student. There's actually more requirements, more rules, and more laws regarding free and reduced status than there are with social security numbers. So we will always protect that very carefully. Even the principals at the sites don't have that information. Simply food service staff have that, and that's it. And everyone else, even our superintendent, doesn't get that information. So it is extremely restricted. With that, I want to wish you all a great weekend, and we will come back to you next week and have a good week and enjoy your weekend. Bye.